right, hey guys, this is After Vibes Radio, and our show is called The Gist with Issa and Grace. My name is Issa. Find me on Instagram, Life of Issa.
And I am Grace, Miss Africa.
And we have two amazing co-hosts. You guys are not guests, you guys are our co-hosts.
Okay.
So can you guys introduce yourselves?
Boom! It's Tactical Carl.
What?
That's me. It's Tactical Carl.
We don't get into all this, but
He's Tactical AF.
so who are you?
I'm Afro Yoga, and I'm also hard to kill.
You
Tactical
motherfucker.
Carl's wife.
Okay,
So
so
he put a ring on it.
You damn right.
He had the requirements. It had to be red, and it needs to be
Wow.
yoga
Oh, wow.
friendly.
Can you show,
Hey,
the camera your red?
Okay, girl.
Hey.
That's cute. So wait, so tell me, so what the hell, why did you bring guns into the building?
Alright, y'all
What is all this?
You gotta be on the mic.
You gotta be on the mic, yeah.
y'all called me out. Y'all said we want to see some guns. We want to see some of this training. So today I brought out
That's
this here
mine.
is my wife's rifle.
What?
And it's
They
a
red.
AR-15 pistol.
Okay.
It folds up as you saw earlier. I brought it into the building in a backpack. So
Oh, wow.
this is considered a pistol, but it's a big, nice
So
red
why do you
rifle.
have this? What's going
Why?
on here?
To
Yeah.
protect
Why
myself.
do you need this?
Because you're your only first responder. You have
hear
to be able
that.
to protect yourself at all times. You don't know what might happen. In this world, shit goes down and it goes down fast.
Right,
so you
right.
need to be ready.
Right.
So if it's multiple bad people, then I got something that can carry 30 rounds for multiple bad people. If I need to go hunt something, then I have something that I can hunt something with.
Grace,
I can
And
do
I
all
need
these
that.
things.
we need this.
I keep
Why
it
do
by
I
the
We
bed.
need this.
All I need is vibranium.
She's not gonna say vibrator.
All you need is your vibrator?
I said all I need
Grace,
is
what are you
vibranium.
saying right now?
I didn't know it was that type of show, girl.
We are kid friendly. No, this is awesome. I mean, honestly, it's really cool to have a black guy that actually is. You do teach this, right?
Yes, that's
So
what I
you
do.
teach people how to handle guns safely.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So I teach them how to handle guns. I teach them how to fight with them. I teach them how to survive with them.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'm going to teach you how to utilize this firearm in a safe manner. I'm going to teach you how to utilize this firearm to the point to where you feel comfortable with it, to the point to where you can carry it every single day and not have to worry about 5 or 6 homeboys.
Right.
As you can see,
Oh my
wife-
God! Look at this girl.
You never know. I
You gotta stay ready.
you say?
So you
Hard
gotta
to kill.
Kill.
Let's go.
So,
As you can
was
see,
there a situation and you were running away because you were hard to kill?
Girl, you could actually probably hide that gun in your afro too. You know. You know.
I actually can hide a lot of things in my house. It's a thing.
we have found pens and knives and all types of stuff
Look at
inside
that
of the
right here.
afro. Oh yeah, this is just one of my basic knives I carry.
Just
Basic.
his basic
Yeah,
knife.
Yeah, you know, I carry
How
multiple
many do you
blades.
carry?
On a day-to-day, 2 if I'm at work.
At least 3 at work.
At 2 at work, 3 to 4. You just never know. You might be in a situation where you might
You
might
need a knife.
it. Yeah.
You the basic knife or the.
Either you might have to cut some cheesecake or you might have to cut somebody.
Right.
You can never go wrong.
Escalate from dessert to killing somebody.
Well, not
Gotta
killing
be
somebody,
ready.
defending somebody. You might have to cut somebody, or you might have to cut some cheesecake,
No, you know-
or you might have to cut some rope.
That's true. You know, actually, on a serious note, it's actually kind of cool that you do this because I've always kind of wanted to be a little bit more aware of how to carry a gun, what I need to do, how to have self-defense because I've never taken a course. I didn't grow up, having that as an importance. So I think it's actually kind of cool that you do this. How did you get into this? Where did this even start from?
Well, from the age of 3 years old, I was like, hey, I'm gonna be a cop. Because
Okay.
why? Because cops, they're warriors. They go seek out the bad things in life, the bad people that's doing bad shit.
Right.
So with that being said, everybody can talk about, oh, I want to help somebody, I want to do something,
Right.
but nobody takes that initiative
Right.
to go out and do it. What's the best way to do it? Be on the front lines when bad shit is happening and you get that phone call that 3 o'clock in the morning somebody's kicking down your grandma's door.
Right.
And there's brave men that go out and they go seek out that evil that exists. Something called like a sheepdog. Something like
He is so intense, isn't he?
yeah.
He is like ready. Wait, so
Was he always this intense? Did he come up to date you and was like, girl, I want to date you right now. I'm going to be your safe.
Well,
These are the facts.
it happened just like that.
It was very similar to that. Yes.
Really?
He's always
Gosh.
intense. I love the
I'd be like,
intensity.
boy, bye.
Hey,
Ooh.
I was like, hey.
So when you saw the gun, were you like, okay?
I always been around guns. My dad
Okay.
was in the military, so actually on our first date was at a gun range.
Oh my God.
What?
And he invited me to a tactical gun class. I was like, hell yeah. And I showed up. I had my gun ready, took it out, hit bullseye on the first shot. And I was like,
How'd that make you feel?
I was like, nope, she's a winner.
Yeah.
Winner, chicken dinner, as they would say. I was like, damn. And then she came in there with her pants on.
Winner.
Chicken dinner.
Chicken dinner.
Oh, yeah, you gotta get up in there.
I feel like there's sexual tension right here.
Right? You guys
You
are
can
cute.
cut it with a knife.
You guys-
that knife right there.
Cut some cheesecake
Cut
or
cheesecake
cut the sexual
or cut the
tension.
tension. Wow.
You guys are cute. So you've always kind of been on board with what he's doing.
Oh yeah, from day one.
So what do you do? Do you do it together or you do something separate?
I do. I love what he does. I support what he does. I also am a yoga teacher. So
very,
complete opposite.
Hold on.
And then
No,
very,
it's like the angel demon. Like,
Don't let down master yoga instructor with her own school. Get it right. Let her know.
Oh,
I
let her
train
know.
yourself.
He said,
I
don't
train
give me
other
the show
teachers. Yes. I train yoga teachers. I spread world peace through inner peace. And when inner peace is not enough, pull the gun out and take care of business.
Yeah, like she just said.
I love it. So it's interesting that you guys have like this kind of dynamics. Is it ever kind of, do you guys ever collide? Do you ever do yoga? I mean,
Yes, all the time.
You do yoga as well?
I made it through SWAT school by doing yoga.
Is he flexible?
Every
I
day,
am.
4 a.m. naked yoga.
That's what he was
Naked
doing.
yoga.
When
You said
he is
You're
flexible.
over here saying they're cute. I said I feel the sexual tension, and I'm gonna report it.
Are you enjoying it?
No,
She enjoying it.
Why
Don't worry, she's feeling it.
I'm twisting my words.
I love it. You're
First from
a-
vibranium, now from
I mean, girl, you took too long to say that word. You vibrate.
Okay.
Wait, so tell us. So you kind of started this from when you were 3 years old,
Yep.
and then it kind of developed. You wanted to go into the military, right?
Correct.
So you were there for how long? And then
6 years. So
6 years.
2 weeks out of graduation, I was like, I'm done with sitting in classes. I need to go do something. So went to a recruiter's office, blah, 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 all of that. I asked them, hey, where's a job where I get to shoot things? And
No, that's not what you said.
we're not going to say exactly what I said. But
No. She wants you to keep it honest. Go ahead. What did he say?
I don't know, but the owner of the radio station said you can be your motherfucking self
Oh,
on the radio.
so go ahead. Don't lie to us.
So-
What did you say?
we said
Go ahead, say it.
We're gonna leave that one alone.
Got
But
it.
yeah, so 2 weeks out of graduation, I joined the military. It's like, hey, you want to be a mechanic or something like that? I was like, hell no, I want to blow shit up. So the recruiter was like, well, here go a job you can blow shit up, combat engineer. So went through that training and pretty much shoot, move, communicate, do different things like that, teaching you how to blow up obstacles, look for landmines, and that. They said, well, the life expectancy in combat would be 12 seconds. I was like, I don't give a shit. Do we get to shoot the enemy first?
How
It was like,
does
yeah.
that make you feel? 12 seconds.
Well, when I met him, he was already in the military, so it wasn't like a choice.
Wait,
He was on the end.
where did you guys meet?
Okay, I'm on the combat.
So, no.
Simulation.
I met Alicia. She was sitting at, she was actually standing on the side of the, well,
I
not the
was
side of the road.
literally
On the side of the road?
She was on the side of the road. I was driving my Impala with my 22-inch rims with my Bang in the trunk.
Yeah.
And I saw her, and she had those yoga
He
pants
saw-
on.
I had
was
these
like-
exact yoga pants on.
And-
Let me see what he
and the
saw.
ass
What did
was
he
like,
what did he see?
I saw the ass. And I was like, damn. So I made a U-turn.
All that.
Is this a real story?
No, this is real.
This is
real life.
This is our
So I made a U-turn twice actually.
Two
I was talking to my
U-turns.
friend. I was like, "Damn, hold up." So I'm gonna go talk to her. I gotta say, and if I wink and she blink, it's on. So I pulled up. First thing that came to my mind
I didn't know
was,
she wasn't just
Closing her eyes.
because of the
"Hey, well, it's on. It's on."
No, like Donkey Kong.
So I pull over.
foundation is wrong.
I pull over. I was like, "Man, what's going on? What did I tell you exactly?"
Oh my goodness. He comes up with his line already and he's like, oh, can I get directions to the Galleria?
Aww.
I was like,
He's a poor puppy. He
dude,
doesn't
you got
know
a
where to go.
smartphone in your life. He's like, oh, well, what's wrong? And I told him the guy at
So
the
that
car
wasn't
place-
the best pickup line.
Oh no! I just needed
just needed to
I
end.
needed to make contact. So once
He's
I get
acting
in,
like she's
I'm
like
gonna
the
take.
target. I just need a contact.
Once I locked my eyes on the position.
That's
so
all I
funny.
need. All I need is contact. Once I made contact, and she started talking, and she was like, "Oh well, the guy said it's gonna cost me $500 to fix my car." I was like, what's wrong with your car?
For an inspection.
For an inspection. I said, oh, hell no. So I parked mine, Paul, I hop out. I was like, say, man, so what's wrong with the car? He was like, well, her brakes is bad, her tires are bad, this, that, and the third. I was like, bullshit. So I walk in there, and we start talking.
Bullshit.
I said, pull off the tire.
Take the tire off
Take
right
the tire
now.
off right now. Let me see where whether this inspection is going bad. And then she was like, oh, well, I said, in the statute it states blah, 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 blah. This needs to be inspected.
In the laws of Texas,
and
he started pulling out the law
You
book.
got him there.
Exactly. So he was like, oh. So then she was like, oh.
You know what he talking about.
Exactly.
You know what
So
he
then the
talking
dude was like,
about.
that'll be $27. She was like, y'all said y'all had a coupon if you pay cash. So I saved her. So I
Saved
saved
me
her.
over $400.
I saved her over $400.
And then I was like,
And I was like, so where you going right now? And she was like, well, I don't know. I was like, she said to wash her Jeep. I was like, well, I'm not doing nothing. Let's go wash it. So I washed her Jeep. Then
I
we
was a
go.
little afraid at that point. I was like, this too good to be true.
But
Let
this
me-
was the first date, really. I mean,
Technically, I guess, washing my Jeep. And I
then-
told him I teach yoga, so he's like, oh, I'll come to your yoga class that day. He came.
damn,
It was
you
a
really
hot yoga
pipe on
class,
hard.
too.
So I go to
And then
side-
the next day y'all moved in together.
Nah, hell to the no.
No.
It ain't go that easy.
Nah,
oh,
I gave
it
him a
didn't
hard
go that
time a
easy at
little
all.
bit.
Listen, Jesse, he is so funny.
He was like, I think he's kind of mad. He's still mad
Oh,
at it.
well, so I show up to this hot yoga class. It's like 110 degrees. I got some sweatpants
I didn't
on.
tell him it was hot yoga.
I got some sweatpants on and a shirt. And I'm like, okay, we about to get it on. It's hot. I mean, it's hot as
Yeah, it's like
hell.
90 something.
No, 110.
105.
I sat right under the vent, but I'm like, I'm no
I
punk,
can tell he
bitch.
wasn't
I'm not about
even
to
up.
quit.
He did take his shirt off.
Why do you feel like? Did you feel like it was a challenge? And at that
Oh, it
point,
was a
you had to
challenge.
you had to be successful.
Oh, it's a challenge. And I say any challenge in life, the shit don't kill me, then we gonna keep on rolling.
I was watching too.
So
Girl, were you looking at other people too?
I was.
All your little regulars
I'm
and
a great
the
yoga
black guy that's
teacher,
there.
but I
She's
just
like,
happened to
she's like,
bring my
go
eyes
ahead,
back to the
Shavasana.
once the shirt came off, the six-pack abs and the man boobies was flexing.
She was like, okay.
She was like, okay.
Teaching you something. You weren't teaching him shit. He was teaching you.
No, not just yet. Not just
After the
yet.
class, I was like, "Thank you for coming. Have a great day."
Show me no love. No love. No love at all.
And
No show.
by this time, you didn't have her number, right?
He did.
He
did.
did?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
No love
exchanged.
showed at all. I was like, I just saved this girl $400 something. I just did all this. I showed up to this hot ass yoga class. I get no love. You know what? Fuck it. 2 months go by. And we was having those dry texts. You know those dry texts.
Hey,
How you doing? Blah, blah, blah.
Have a
And
good
I was
day.
like, oh, yeah.
How are you?
well,
I'm doing
yeah,
good. How are
yeah.
you? I'm doing good.
Exactly. And I was
Cool.
like, you know, this shit ain't going nowhere. I was single, making...
And ready to mingle.
And hanging out, right?
Yep, a rapid
So you
boy
were
life back
dating
then.
multiple women.
Back then,
You were
yes.
dating multiple women.
I was living life.
What's the girls too?
No comment.
Okay. No, this is where you have to make the comment.
Oh, we'll make the comment then. Oh,
Girls
shit.
too.
I go with what feels right in the
Okay.
moment. So,
So were you dating a girl or a guy at this time?
what was I doing? I was dating a guy at that point.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were dating multiple women.
Yes.
And then
Strictly vaginas.
Right.
Nothing against
But at
any
the
of
time,
that.
I
just
was
strictly
celibate. though.
vaginas.
I was dating, but I was
See,
not
I
doing
thought he was gonna have a grace to go where he was gonna say strictly dickly.
No.
Because I heard that.
No.
But then he was vaginas quick. So okay, so you guys were dating multiple people,
Yeah.
and then what happened? When did the text pick up?
So that 2 months went by. I was like, hey, you want to come out to a tactical gun class? She's like, yeah, sure. I was training some female cop who was struggling or whatever. We got past that. She started shooting. And
Bullseye. Bang.
That was the first date.
That
you
was
found
yeah,
out.
so that's the first date. But when I'm training, I'm in the mode because
Right.
my job is to train you.
wow.
My job is to train you because if you get in that fucking fight, I need you to win. If I get that phone call that somebody broke in your house, they try to rob you, they try to kill you, any of that, I need to know that you fucking won on the battlefield. And the battlefield could be right here inside of the station.
Right.
If somebody, one of your listeners didn't like what we said,
Right.
and they come in here and they want to do some violence or some shit like that, then it's gonna be my job as a warrior to lay their ass down right then and there. No question asked.
He
Boom,
just goes. So wait, so were you kind of dry like she was dry?
Well, it was just-
No, he was not. He was hyped up, and like I said, it had been 4 months. I was celibate, and so I could like smell him. And then he was like so intense.
You were
and
thirsty?
I was like,
I didn't even notice all this was going on because, like I said, once I'm in there,
Oh yeah, you're in the zone.
you grip that gun, you do exactly what you need to do right then and there. You eliminate the threat. So she bop bop, damn right.
Yes, sir.
So she's like, oh
He's
shit.
trying to speak his language.
So-
That's what
You do.
We're done with the class. I'm heading to my. I get a phone call. Before that, we're driving down 288 OST. We passed that exit. She tells me I'm not gonna have sex until I meet my husband. I'm like, fuck.
That
this.
was a little blunt.
Whoa.
Why did you think to say that?
Hey, I thought it was appropriate. It was true.
So you were celibate at the time too.
I was.
So you were not trying to like lead him on.
Right.
That we're going to have
Right.
sex
I
with
wanted him to make sure that he
Yeah,
knew.
she did it for you.
I started speeding that motherfucker up. I was like, I'm about to
Yeah,
drop
I
my
didn't
ass
say-
off. This is over. We were gonna line up some next vagina for next day.
Line up.
He's
Right.
lying.
Yeah, for tonight.
Why are you acting like these are like pistols you're lining up? Like we gonna line up.
He had to have.
Objective mission. You gotta have what you need to do at that time. You keep everything in order, and it's a
When you
constant
single,
flow.
you gotta make sure you got it scheduled.
Okay, so tell us. And when
So
did
we
it
pass up
pick again?
288, and my auntie calls me. She's like, "Hey, it is my birthday today. You forgot?" I go, "Oh shit."
And he had to be at the party right then.
Right then, so I'm like, "Hey, you hungry? You want to go?" She's like, "Yeah, cool." So she pulls up, and by this time, I wasn't dating any black girls.
So when I walked in with my afro,
You know what? We're gonna get right back to this after the break.
We have a break, so we will get back to this. And I also want to ask you about AHMAUD too.
Okay.
So we'll get back to. So this has been the Gist with Issa and Grace on AfroVibes Radio. We'll be right back.
Is it the jizz?
The Gist. All right. We are back. This is the Gist with Issa and Grace on AfroVibes Radio. And so we're back with our amazing black Afro gun lovers, eccentric.
Bow, bow.
Warrior.
Bang bang.
Boom!
And so, okay, so finish off how you guys met.
All right, cool. So we're
Let's
doing
hear
that. Pass up 288. Blah blah blah. She meets my whole family. Was
That must have been awkward.
No, I was
And
there
that was the
as a
second
friend.
time meeting.
Yeah, second time meeting, you
Yes.
come meet all his family. They're used to him dating like non-black girls, and then
They was
black girls with Afro
I
come
wasn't
here.
thinking about dating this man. He offered me free food. He said he
True.
wanted to go eat.
True.
She ate so much food. I said, "Thank God I'm not paying for this food because
I
I'm
ate
damn
3
sure ain't
plates
getting none
and
right
a bag
now."
of chips.
Oh my gosh! I like that.
You
I
were
like
what he
small
was getting.
girls who eat a
Eat
lot
a lot.
of food. I think it's the cute.
So we went through that. We had to do a beer
But he's over
run.
here, thank God, we have to pay for that damn food.
Yeah, we did a beer run. Next thing I know, she rubbed her booty on me. We was
Okay.
getting the beer. I said, "Girl, you ain't ready for this. Don't start some shit you ain't ready to finish." Because
Is that exactly how
I said it just like this.
He is really-
I said,
Are you-
"Don't
are you
start some
threatening
shit
her?
that you ain't ready to finish because I'm a beast." She said, "Oh." So next thing you know, after that, we
Let's just say we've been hanging out ever since.
yeah, we've been hanging out ever since.
Ever since that day, literally every day.
Just like you do one thing, you have that energy, that violence of action, and doing things, accomplish that mission, and making it happen. That happens every arena that you
Do you
touch
play
down.
video games? You play?
No, I don't.
Really?
I play this shit in real life.
So you don't play?
I do Call of Duty in real life.
Okay.
So that's how we met. We've been together ever since, and rocking and rolling ever since that day.
Awesome.
She has to drink a lot of water and Pedialyte.
Why? I'm not.
That's awesome. So, I wanted to ask you, I mean, this is the big reigning topic right now about AHMAUD Arbery, right? And so
Right.
there's 2 men that have been arrested right now in
Father
connection.
and son.
Father and son. I think their names are here. Let's see. Gregory Michael
Correct.
and his son. So tell me anyway.
Those 2
So,
hillbillies.
yeah, those 2 hillbillies, they were the ones that were in connection with, killing this innocent black guy when he was running down the street in Georgia.
25-year-old.
25 years old, did nothing wrong, bored probably just like everyone else in quarantine.
Correct.
You are a black guy with guns. Like, what did you think of when you heard the
So
story?
when I heard that story, I do a lot of research before I jump to conclusions, and that right there, that was complete bullshit. So you have these 2 gun-toting idiots that's running around, and they're talking about he committed a crime.
Right.
Me as a police officer, I don't just stop people, pull my shotgun out, and start doing dumb shit. I have to investigate and see what's going on. But these 2 individuals decided that they was going to take it in their own hands
Right.
and engage this guy.
Right.
So they had to have a confrontation before the shit actually kicked off because somebody started video recording.
Right.
So that's
Wait, do you think
And
it's
then
modern day
also-
lynching though? Do you think that that's
Absolutely.
something that
Absolutely.
you think it is?
And I also think that they saw that policeman come up that was starting recording, and they were like, "All right,
Let's go."
We got the green light. Like he sees what we're doing,
So was it a
Because he
policeman
didn't-
who recorded?
It was a policeman.
It was?
Sure.
Because he didn't do anything. He was driving.
He was off duty?
He cornered them, and that was it.
No, because a police officer came onto the scene because the neighbors heard.
But the person who's actually recording inside of that vehicle, that was not a cop.
Really?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was
It
either.
depends.
No.
That.
Is there
If there was a police officer, he wouldn't. He would have actually intervened instead of doing that because they had to have a confrontation before this individual kicked off with a camera.
Right.
You don't just ride down the street, seeing some random black guy running, and you pull out a camera.
Right.
So you got to talk about the facts that started to happen.
Right.
So they might have had a small confrontation before that because he believed that he just committed a crime, which we don't.
And that's the thing. I think it's racial profiling. They saw a black guy. They think,
Yep.
let's mess with him. I mean, the one good thing I've seen throughout this whole thing is everyone coming together and the amount of support. Black people and white people coming together and saying this is absolutely wrong.
Correct.
Even on
know?
TikTok, I saw there was like this.
TikTok,
billion-
Instagram,
like,
Facebook,
a
news,
billion of
media.
views. It was this white man, and he was running down the street because everyone's doing that 2-mile thing to support.
Support.
2.3 mile
2.3
run.
mile run. So he ran with a TV in his hand for 2.3 miles, and he was like, "I'm running down the street in the same neighborhood around the
Wow.
same time," and all he got was smiles and waves.
Well,
It's crazy.
If you go back up, if you go back into the thing, that's where we come in. Of me training people, I train people
Right.
of all races, likes, shapes, or sizes. I don't discriminate against anybody. If you want to come out and train, learn how to defend yourself, yes, that Second Amendment, having that license to carry, comes in. Because I'll tell you this: if I'm a black man running, which I am a black man, if I'm running and some crazy white dude hops out with a shotgun and they're on the back of a pickup truck, I'm gonna defend myself.
Right.
If defending myself means shooting those individuals to stop the threat, I will.
Who thought that you would have to have a gun to run?
Well, shit, I run every day with my gun.
We don't
You
leave
run every day with
You're
your
damn
gun?
right. I don't leave the house. I don't take out my trash can without my firearm on me because anything
Really?
can happen at any second. The second you believe that it won't,
Yeah.
you'll be on breaking news. Because especially right now with this pandemic, with money and everything else, people are hungry. If you don't think people are not hungry, then you need to wake up.
Right.
If you don't think before this shit even pops off, people would rob and kill you for anything less than
for your
nothing.
bracelet.
For a face mask,
Right.
a dude got murdered. I see people get killed
Yeah.
every
Face
single
masks that can't even
night.
protect you.
I heard,
That's
I heard about
ridiculous.
that.
So
This
pe-
passion, man, I
people
love
have
it. Like,
zero.
it's
People
crazy.
don't give two shits about your life. So my job, I'm gonna go home to my family every night. If that's me
Yeah.
going to the grocery store and shopping, or me going to active shooter, I'm going to win. You're gonna lose. Fuck everything else.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. I mean, I think that's great. I think at the end of the day, it's really important that we have your perspective because, to be honest, when I saw this, I was like, why would they shoot him? Why would he have to have a gun on him? Like, now this has changed my perspective. And even when I went to go take out my trash, I was like, looking around, being more like, surveillancing my whole, surroundings and stuff. But it's just really, really sad that even to this day, black people are getting targeted and getting killed.
What is sad
unnecessarily.
is that if it wasn't for social media,
we would
This
not
would
know.
this would have never happened. They still lynch
2
people.
months.
They still lynch.
yeah, every
So
day.
in the state
It's
of
just-
Texas,
it's
right now under
publicized.
law, if you steal someone's cattle, they can hang you.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that is still in effect. If you steal someone's cattle in the state of Texas, you can be hung. There's not a judge I know in this world that would hang anybody now,
Right.
but that is still in the law.
Hasn't been taken out.
What it comes down to, what is the law really
Right,
about?
right.
Who does it
Who's it
affect?
protect? And that's the
Propaganda.
thing,
Shit.
who is it protecting? And I think that's the issue. Is like I heard someone say it's not that the system is broken. It's just the system is benefiting only one type of people. You know?
It's
And
not-
it's not-
people
it's
has
not-
money.
right. People
It's not
try
even
to-
the black or white.
It's
If you
people
have
right.
money,
That's
then
it.
guess what? You win.
I mean, even right now with like this pandemic that's happening with COVID-19, I mean, people who don't have insurance, people who are forced to go to work, are all the lower class. Even there was an interview with the Las Vegas mayor, and she was opening up the casinos and restaurants, and I think it was Anderson Cooper that said, "Well, are you gonna handhold them and go? And are you gonna be with the waitress that you're forcing her to go and work during the in her late night
She's
shift?"
not forced.
And she would be,
And it's not- yeah,
she would no because
She gotta pay
no,
her
she has to
mortgage
pay, and
and
then
rent.
she can't apply for unemployment if your place of work is open. Is choosing to be open.
Right.
And so are you gonna be there making sure that she feels safe? Are you gonna be there like from the bartender to the waitress to the cook? All these different people that are now forced to go back to work prematurely, a lot of experts would argue, are you gonna be there? And she was stuttering. That's in the interview.
Right.
And so that's what I'm saying, like we're really just, this pandemic is affecting the lower
Look at the
class.
pandemic. Okay, so inside of the jail system, they're allowing
another one.
criminals
Yeah.
to get off with $1 bonds. So you have murderers that's out on the street right now that they're releasing on $1 bonds. What does that tell you? That is in Houston, Texas. So
And it's all over though.
I'm going up.
That's all over the United States of America. So if you're not talking about why you need to defend yourself right now is the time that you need to be on, that you need to have situational awareness, that you need to, that Second Amendment, the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed, the right to bear arms. The right to bear arms is for a reason. Because if the First Amendment and that peaceful shit don't work out, then guess what? That yoga shit, that namaste, that being calm and all that don't work out.
The Black Panthers came
Then guess what? While you're talking about peace and love and all that, I'm gonna stay back here with my 308 and I'm gonna have the bad guys in my sight. Because if that shit don't work out and they start executing you, then I'm gonna hold it down and I'm gonna show them violence of action, the proper way, the legal way, and we're gonna go from there. Because you're not just gonna come to my home and do whatever the fuck you think you're gonna do to me.
But it's not like we're looking for a fight.
Right.
To get that clear.
Right.
We're not going out starting shit with people and just being angry.
Not rioting or anything.
He has been practicing yoga a long time. He can control his crazy motherfucker in there. And then, if something happens, though, he
no, but
act.
the yin and the yang during the break, we heard that they kind of coalesced together. I heard that you guys love to have y'all's threesomes. I'm gonna drop that.
Everybody always wants to know.
What happened was I peeked it in the breaks because he was like, I was like, okay, so she like girls, and he was like, I like that she like girls. I was like, so have you been hanging out with the girls she
So
like?
I asked the right question.
Yes, you did. You were on something. So I want to know.
Tell
Tell me about y'all's threesomes. I didn't know that you guys did that.
Oh wow. So talk about the.
How do y'all pick up girls? Because she was almost picked up multiple times.
Well, here's the thing: is that
you guys get the interview.
I've always been in touch with my sexuality.
Okay.
And
are you touching your boobs or your chest?
I've always been in touch with my sexuality, and when we started to really get serious in our dating, it was something that really allowed us to bond, because I've never talked about this before, but
she was like, we're trying to bond.
And so yes. So
usually they find us in almost all women.
Wait, how
He's like, let me get straight to the point because
I've always wanted to know like how the other person
what they find
comes
y'all?
up to the
they come up to y'all?
So they come up to you like in a bar or like gas station?
We don't find random strays running around.
So you go with your
usually
friends?
it's just like
your friends?
Sometimes friends turn how does males and females do it? It's the same way.
Okay.
And there's rules and regulations to shit. I can't do.
So when was your last threesome? Was it this year?
Sunday.
Last night.
It was Sunday? What the hell?
I think it was last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
Damn. So is it normally another girl that joins you? I would imagine. Or is there been another guy that joins you?
No, I don't play that.
Okay.
My mental culpability is not gonna understand some swinging dick flying inside of my wife's now. That won't.
My first sexual experience was with a girl. So.
Really? Wow. So because normally sometimes our culture doesn't they're not cool with other LGBTQ plus. Has your family or has
time?
None of my family knows that. I mean, they probably will soon, but or we don't talk about it.
Like this has been an issue, right? With especially in Black culture, people just don't. They turn a blind eye to it, or they just openly put it down, right?
No,
But I feel like that's anything.
There's so many couples that because. Man, damn near 80% of men be out here cheating, doing some fly shit on the side. You catching them, they got second phones, they got burner phones, they got all of that. They on some bullshit.
They can't leave their phone in the room if they go to the restroom. They gotta take it with them.
Right.
So at 80, I said 80. It's probably more like 90% of men that's out here cheating and fucking around. I don't look at a woman the second way.
And he don't even get excited unless I like him.
Like,
what? So she has to approve the girls that you guys.
Of course.
I know.
There's rules and regulations to this
Then
shit.
we really have fun.
So what's your type? Like yoga girls?
They definitely have to like yoga. They don't have to.
They gotta be flexible. That's what she.
They definitely have to be
Stick their tongue in the
flexible.
butthole.
Oh,
What?
God.
Do you guys?
Maybe get tied up once or twice.
Look at him.
said just wait.
So wow, you guys really do a lot of shit. Are you this aggressive in sex too?
Sometimes, especially if they like that. They like that extra.
Get in the position.
You damn right. Assume the position. Hurry up. Do it now.
Okay.
Do it now.
So wait, do you guys only do like black girls, or any race, any girl like thick?
Well,
thin?
I prefer women of color. I like golden skin.
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's beautiful.
So mixed girls. Have you guys done
Mixed
like a
girls,
dark
yes.
girl before?
No.
Almost.
Yes. I don't know shit. It's been a few.
I mean,
Wow, you guys are really in there.
Right now,
I just love how
is
you
this a
guys are
mixed
just
girl?
so into y'all sexuality.
Yeah, because
you know,
that's
like a
another
match.
thing. So
It is a match, right? Match made in the
as the
eternity.
woman, she has to be confident in herself. That's
Right.
the whole thing. Alicia's like, I'm the baddest motherfucker in this room, and you gonna know that. You gonna call me queen, motherfucker.
I
Just
don't
like
get
that.
jealous.
No.
If he's giving too much attention to someone else,
She acknowledged
I
that
say,
shit real
honey,
quick.
I need you to give me twice that attention right now.
Right.
Give me 5 compliments.
So,
or I need you to touch me more, whatever.
so
it
if I
is.
squeeze her ass one time, I gotta squeeze Alicia's ass like 3 to 4 to 5 to 10 sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it. I love how you guys are. The sexual dynamics is very unique, I would say. But before we wrap up, I just want to ask you about the self-defense. I promised that I would ask this, right?
Okay.
So switching back. So
Hold on, you can
If
find me on
someone got you in the-
Instagram.
yeah.
Go ahead.
with the tactical_Carl. Carl with the K as in king.
As in cute.
Yes, R as in kill. Tactical_Carl. Self-defense. I've been teaching self-defense for a while. I actually started teaching self-defense at the age of 16. The first
what,
one of my,
teaching it?
Yes, teaching it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, one of my first students who, one of my first classes I taught at the high school. She was actually at a club, and the individual tried to rape her inside of the restroom. She actually poked his eyeball out with her thumb. She put her thumb through
When
his
you taught
eyeball.
her that?
Yes. That's the use of deadly force. Deadly force was in it. Any means necessary
Dude,
at
no,
that time.
this is awesome.
If it takes me grabbing you by your balls and ripping them off, biting your eyeball, taking your nose, taking your ear off, if you're trying to kill me, I'm going to survive. At that moment when he tried to rape her inside of that bathroom stall, there was no talking about it. There was no type of conversation we could have had to stop this motherfucker at that moment. So violence of action was what took place.
Right.
And she rammed her thumb into his eyeball and kneed him in the balls as hard as he
My
possibly
God.
could. And I still have the letter that she wrote me because she wasn't a victim at that moment.
Right,
Because the
right.
system, when it goes to sexual assault and shit like that, it takes, if you said right now that this individual who's holding this camera bent you over this thing and raped you, they're gonna ask, what did you have on? Oh, you had your boobies out, your stomach is showing. What did you do in that moment to prove that?
No,
The
I
reason
know.
why, because so many women have lied on men, said they raped them, so now to prosecute this individual is gonna take a hell of a lot.
Right.
But now you defending yourself and ripping his fucking eye socket out, and he can't rape you because he's hurt and he's bleeding,
Right,
or his penis hurt because his dick ain't working. Because now you're in a
Right.
victim. You're that aggressor. You're being a warrior in
Right.
that state, and you're handling your business. Now it's working.
Right.
So that's what
No,
drives me.
power to you, because I feel like a lot of women, all women actually should be having this kind of self-defense training. You
The
know?
self-defense
Because-
that they show is like very, very like light. Like if they're in a headlock, they're like punch
Right.
this, move
No,
this
but I feel like,
finger,
I mean,
what's-
I'll
people
put you in
don't
the
know how
headlock later on.
important
As
it
soon
is.
as we're done with this, I'll show you some
I'm
stuff.
very sorry, sir. Please, I'm not the one.
Oh, you are the one.
Issa wants to be.
So check this
No,
out.
because the thing is, I feel like a lot of people don't get self-defense training until something traumatic happens.
Guess what? She
And
just
then
said
they want it.
exactly what 90% of the people say. This is not for me. I don't want to try this because I don't know the reason that she don't want to do
Right.
this. But then when some shit happens,
That's what I'm saying. Like, this
it's
something
too
happens. See,
late.
Grace,
Sounds like
you didn't tackle it before it happens.
I'm getting a call, please.
That's one way to keep it off in these days.
In this family, everybody fights, including the dog. So if you come inside of my house wishing to do harm to me or my family, you're gonna have. I hope you pack the lunch, motherfucker. I hope you pack the lunch, cause it's going down.
No, so wait, so I want you to demonstrate what's the number one, or maybe two things you normally teach anybody that walks into your class. Like,
So
what are two things that you
situational
know?
awareness, not being in that situation is the biggest thing. You find yourself fucking around on Instagram, TikToking, not paying attention to the dude that's looking at you. This dude's been peeping you this whole time. Also, you talked about I forgot what I was about to say. Not what I'm about to say, but
What's like multiple things that you teach? So if I'm coming into your class, is it physical stuff? Is it like
physical.
Just physical stuff?
Physical and mental. I need to build that mental mindset as you inside of you before I can do anything. So if you do have to deploy violence, you need to know that what you're doing right now is to protect you.
Right. And it may not include a gun?
It may not.
Okay.
Shit, if it goes down, I'll take this microphone and I'll go to work.
Right.
Everything around you is a weapon. You shall win, you shall survive, you shall go home. You might be bruised, you might be beat up, but you will fucking live to see another day, to fight another day.
Right. No, that's
Ever thought
awesome.
of acting, like being a stunt double?
No,
he's about the real thing.
He said-
He's about the real thing. Because at the end of the day, like what he's saying is true. Because a lot of people don't have this information. A lot of people go through traumatic situations and wish they had it. And even if they do get it in the end, they've already gone through.
Prime example.
Yeah, I've talked about making movies though, showing people how to do this stuff because the movie should be off the wall.
The day after New Year's, one of my students, she called me crying. I'm like, what's going on, girl? She's like, what you need to implement in your classes more is talking about family members hurting you. I said, what happened? She broke out crying. She said, my fiance got drunk, blacked out, was talking about some dude liked 15 of my pictures on Instagram, beat the shit out of her, and she said while he was beating the shit out of her, he got on top of her and started choking her, and all she could hear was me saying, motherfucker, you're going to die if you don't fight. She kneed him in the balls, she kicked him, in the word I say, you're like a pit bull monkey off the chain. And she went off into the point to where he was full of blood. He didn't want to fight anymore. She was tired. She beat on 15 doors at her apartment and nobody helped her. So if you think somebody's gonna help you, they're not. They're gonna fucking record you and so your family can see your body on World Star.
And if you call 911, you gotta wait for the dispatcher to send it to the law enforcement, and then you gotta hope that they not out eating,
or they're on a fucked up scene,
or they're already on another scene.
20 miles away. Because guess what? Nobody wants to be the police anymore. Why do you want to be a police in a job that you're going to come inside of and everyone hates you? I don't know if you ever put on a uniform, but soldiers, they can relate when you step in a foreign country. And when they see you, or in law enforcement, they see you, you're not only a black man, you're that black cop anymore. You're not with the people you don't respect. It's a lot of that goes on, because I'm huge in the black gun community.
That's the big thing right there, is that a lot of people, cops are not the most liked. And I never think it from their perspective, I guess. Like, walking into a situation, knowing that it's a dangerous
everyone
situation,
hates
no
you,
one likes
and they
you.
want to kill you.
Yeah, on a higher level if you're black, because then they're like,
how did you
you
get
sold
there?
out, shit like that.
We've had
other
great
side,
black powerful leaders that's I call them they're over the freaking top. One dude, he's supposed to be this powerful leader, and he's like, oh, since you train with Tactical Carl, you're a nobody because you train with a cop. Well, guess what? I'm in the black community. I'm on the front freaking line. And guess what? When I go to these calls with these situations, I can relate to grandma talking about why cousin JoJo won't get the hell out the house, because I was raised in the hood. I know what's going on. So it's excellent for black men to be in law enforcement. Not because you're not just gonna only take a side. It's because you can understand the situation of what's going on. The culture.
You can talk to people the right way.
I have white cops that be like, why is she yelling over there, clapping her hands and doing all of this? I'm like, bro, we good. She just talking. That's just how it is.
And so
and they take it as aggression
and violence, but it's not. She just talking. They just have a conversation.
I got one question for you before we wrap up. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? You've been helping people ever since you were 16. You've been working with guns ever since you were 3.
Correct.
So where do you see yourself? You were doing law enforcement. Well, you are in law enforcement.
Correct.
You were doing military before that.
CIA.
What's the next thing for Tactical Carl?
Special force.
So, next thing for me, I'm going to continue driving my mission and making people harder to kill. And I'm going to keep doing that until I got 15 years until I retire out of law enforcement. Then I'll take this up to the next level, next step.
And what about for you?
He's going to start spreading out his influence and training other people and sending people all over the U.S. That's what he's doing.
Are you guys
make an app?
Are you guys having kids too? What about that?
Tactical kids.
We're not having kids because we plan on being millionaires, and right now
there you go.
Kids will hop in. They will hop in. Some of the white community.
Imagine his child. child,
Right?
I gotta be ready for that shit.
And then when she's on a period, it's already World War III. So let's know I'm with a child. Then I gotta take my stripper pole out the living room.
Damn,
And
you
do all of
gotta
that.
put
All those threesomes
all
at
the
fun
knives in
times.
the
There's little bombs that he just throws in his sentences.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Just by the way, like
We can't just leave the right.
Yeah, we
That's
got
also
shit all,
true.
when little kids come over,
We
I'm
gotta-
taking weapons all over the house
On the
because like I
kitchen
said, I stay ready, so I
table.
gotta get ready. And it's like, fuck. They need to stay in one spot.
So you guys got a couple more years before you guys
Yeah,
have kids.
yeah.
Because you guys are already married.
Yep. Why rush it? Why?
Right.
Why?
You guys
Hell,
are young.
we
Shit, you
got a
can't
nice
get
house.
kids.
We got multiple cars. Build your empire first before
Right.
you start popping out kids.
I agree
And then
with that.
another thing, you don't get
I
to
agree
enjoy
with that.
your spouse
Right.
if you got this little.
I agree with that. I feel like
Rugrat.
so many people like they find their loved one, their like main person, and they pop out
Do
kids
it.
like a
That's
year
the
later.
culture.
I'm like, what? You don't even enjoy your spouse. Like you don't even enjoy your husband.
Look at
and
other
then
cultures. They don't
you're,
do that.
You're together with like for 20 years, and then you get divorced, and it's because you never even knew that person.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was all about the kids.
Shit,
like,
right now people are learning that their significant other is
Right.
They don't like them.
Yeah.
Quarantine.
Quarantine.
As they call it, that bad bitch with her hips and thighs and all that, and you realize she can't cook, you ain't at work to provide for her and all that.
So her attitude coming
her
out.
attitude,
Right.
then you realize the damn chick don't even have like a freaking 5-minute conversation you can hold.
Right.
You work all day, you come home, you get that, you bust it wide open, you do that, then boom, you go about your daily life. But now we busting it
love
wide
that.
open.
You need to come back. You need to come
You
back.
can only bust it a
You
wide
guys
open
need to
So
a
many
certain
times
number of
a day.
hours a day.
You
I
guys
mean,
would know.
sometimes it's like 3 hours, but you still got,
Yeah.
20-something other hours in a day.
Right.
And that's 3 hours sometimes in one session, so you gotta drink the Pedialyte. Make sure you got the
Right.
Pedialyte on the side of the bed, drink lots of water.
You
gotta
guys
have-
are crazy. Go ahead, drink up.
What's
girl.
your
No problem.
favorite flavor Pedialyte? Before-
I personally don't like Pedialyte. I can keep coconut water, but he buys Pedialyte. He thinks I like that shit. I don't drink that shit.
You drink it though?
Yeah, sometimes gotta get the sperm count back up.
Damn. It's all about that sperm count.
That's why we're glad we don't have kids. We have a 4-legged dog. She can go in another room and
Right.
we
You shut the
straight.
door and you good.
We got a 4-bedroom house, and each room is one of our closets and office and different
Yeah, we in
things.
a room.
I love that. I honestly
And,
love I think
like,
that you guys have a good set.
Yeah. You
have a good
you
setup.
structure your life, you structure what you want, and you be happy. And you have all these people that judge, and they might say something, but guess what? Their husband's probably out fucking his friend right now. And they don't even
Like
know.
people who want to
Yeah.
judge, talking about, I can't believe you let you have threesomes with your husband. It was like, you
gives
wonder
a
what your
fuck?
husband doing
Yeah,
when
he's fucking
when he
somebody
take an
else
extra 2
right
hours to get
now.
home. You know.
Well, thank you guys for coming
Yeah,
in. This has been, we will leave it on that high note. But thank you guys for coming in. Go ahead and tell us, Tactical Carl, again, what your Instagram is and any other promotional stuff you want to shout out.
So, tactical_Carl on Instagram.
With the
Also with the K. Carl Bush on Facebook.
Okay.
And
What's your business name so people, if they want, they
so
feel
the
that they
business
wanna
name,
come for
Stevenson's
that.
Tactical Training,
Say it again.
LLC. Stevenson's Tactical Training, LLC.
Okay.
That is the business name.
And then what about you, Miss Yoga?
I'm Afro Yoga on Instagram, all one word.
Afro Yoga.
I train yoga teachers, so if you want to be a yoga teacher, if you want to be a spreader of world peace through inner peace, come holla at me on Instagram, slide through the DMs, only about yoga. If you slide in my husband's DMs, only about training.
Yeah, because if you slide in her DM about anything else,
He
man,
does look at the messages.
Dang.
Somebody said, I don't want to die, I'm not going to slide in
Right?
Tactical Carl's
I don't think
DMs.
that's a good
No,
look.
I don't promote violence. I don't seek out violence, but if violence comes to me, I will not back up, and I will drive forward, and you will have a long motherfucking day.
All right. So, Grace, go ahead and tell us about your Instagram.
Oh, mine is tactical. I'm just kidding.
Tactical
No,
Grace.
Grace_Africa on Instagram.
Awesome. And mine is Life of Issa, so Life of YSAA. And this has been The Gist with Issa and Grace on Afro Vibes Radio. Thank you guys. We will see you next Sunday.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah,
Let's go! Boom!